Hi, everybody. We are on day 114. The high in my area is 60 degrees, so we're sticking with the coral. For this row, we're going to do 3 double crochets in the first space and every other space all the way down to the end and end with 1 double crochet. This video has Amazon, Knit Picks, and Happily Hooked affiliate links below. If you click on them and purchase something, I will receive a small commission. The story today is about my 18th birthday. Please do not judge me too harshly. I was young. I hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. So this story took place on my 18th birthday. So a little background. When I was in high school, we used to have these groups. They would call themselves squads, like different names. They were basically groups of party promoters for teenagers. So what they would do, I guess they would promote like in high schools or different areas, like downtown areas where teenagers would hang, that they were having a party on these dates, and they would rent out banquet halls or auditoriums or different places just to have parties. So me and my friends would go to these parties if my parents allowed. So on my 18th birthday, we found out there was a party at a center. It wasn't in a city I lived in, but it was close by. But I had never been to a party in this city. So we were excited, like, it's my birthday. I think we invited girls from high school and my different friends to come. So I was really excited. So the morning of my birthday, I think I went to breakfast or something with my family. And then that afternoon, me and my friend at the time, we went to go see Amityville Horror, which was, at the time, I think I enjoyed it, but it was okay. And then after that, we went to her house. No, we went shopping to buy me a top to wear to the party. And then that day we were talking. Her boyfriend called. He was very sweet. He actually mailed a card to her house to give to me. He didn't live in the area. So we were talking to him. He was wishing me happy birthday, and I was thanking him for the card. And then he asked what we were doing for the rest of the day. And we told him we were going to a party. And he was like, "Oh, where you going to a party at?" And we told him the name of the place. And he said, "Do not go to this party." And we were like, "Why not? It's my birthday." He was like, "No, do not go to this party." He's like, "Every time I've been to a party in this area, or somebody I know has been to a party in this area, something happens. Someone gets beat up, someone gets robbed, something happens. Don't go to this party." And we're like, "Nothing's gonna happen. We're fine." He was like, "How?" In his exact words, he was like, "You want to die on your 18th birthday?" And I'm like, "Die? We're just going to a party." And he got so frustrated with us. He's like, "I'm telling y'all not to go." And we were like, we're still gonna go." So he got really mad at us and he hung up. She tried to call him back and he refused to answer his phone. Like, he was pissed off. So I was like, "Okay, whatever." So get to that night. We go to the party. We're standing in line. Actually, while we're in line, my sister had like this, it was a popular coat then. It was like a bubble coat. And somebody was making a comment about her coat. And it was not like harassing or anything. It was just like weird comments. Like, they weren't talking to her. They weren't talking to us. But we knew they were talking about her. It was just weird comments about her coat. And we're like, okay, whatever. We'll ignore that. So I think my sister was the only person, actually, my birthday's in April. She's the only person who had a coat because it must have been nice outside. So we get into the party. There's security there, and they check us, and my sister checks her coat in a coat check. We walk inside. Before we even get to like the little area we're gonna stand in, this guy starts dancing with me, and I danced with him for I think like one song. Mind you, this is Foolish Teenage Girl. I turned around and looked at like his stature, but I never looked at his face. Not once. To this day, can I tell you what this man looks like? So, but he asked me for my phone number, and I gave him my phone number. Just real foolish. Gave him my phone number. And then the song ended, and then me and my friends walked away. We went to our little area, and it was me, My friend, my sister, she's about 2 years younger than me. And it was like 5 or 6 girls from high school. So it was a good group of us. And we were just dancing, having a good time. The DJ was great. And I love to dance. So I was excited about that. And then my sister, I see her staring at this group in the middle of the party. And then I look to where she's looking. And I just see a group of guys, like a circle. And it looks like they're doing some kind of dance. But you look down, it's like, oh no, they're not dancing. They're beating someone up. So it's a guy on the ground in the middle of the circle. I'm like, oh my God. But by the time we even noticed it, security was already there and they pulled them apart. They like kicked everybody out the party that was in the fight. So that was weird. But then after that, we kind of like forgot about it. Once again, we're teenagers and we just kept dancing. And everything was going good. And then maybe like an hour later, a friend of a friend comes up to us and she's like, yeah, I'm about to leave. I heard that they're fighting outside because people are mad they can't get in because it's crowded in here. And I don't want nothing to happen to me. And she's like, I'm just going to go. And we like, should we go too? And then she was like, I would leave if I were y'all. And I was like, no, we're going to stay. And she's like, okay. Man, she must have heard something more than what she told us because she didn't want to leave out the front exit. We saw her leave out the fire escape. And I was like, what is going on? But once again, we just keep partying. So by this time, we moved from the little area we was dancing and just moving around a party. And we were at the front by the DJ. I think we might have been requesting songs, but whatever, we were dancing by the DJ booth. And then all of a sudden, we hear pop, 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 pop. And we immediately ducked down, except for my sister. Because my sister is super nosy. And everyone's on the ground. We just see her standing up, looking around with her head around. We're like, girl, get down. So we pull her down. And it's silence, basically. Besides the music playing, no one's making any noise. It's like silence. And we see security run to get this guy. So I learned later that this guy was mad because, like the girl said, it was crowded. He couldn't get into the party earlier. They must have let him in at like 11 something. And I don't know how he snuck in a gun, but he snuck in a gun and he shot in the air. But thank God he didn't shoot anybody. Nobody was injured, but they immediately escorted him out. And as they were escorting him out, they turned on the lights like the party's over. Like everybody has to go. So my sister, we're like, well, we want to leave off the fire escape like the girl did because I don't want no problems because he got inside. We don't know if it's other people outside, but eventually we didn't decide not to go off the fire escape. And my sister's like, my jacket. We're like, girl, forget your jacket. Because once again, she's the only person who checked in a code at coat check. But thankfully, as we were exiting, security had us exiting. They were just basically throwing coats out of coat check. And my sister got her jacket back. So we walked out. Our ride was outside. And I think we went home. And so I spent time at my friend's house. So the next day, wake up. And I have all these missed calls from the guy I gave my phone number to. And I talked to him for a little bit. But then he got really weird once again. I don't know what he looks like. But he gave my phone number not just to him. But I heard him on the phone when I was talking to him. Like giving my number out to his friends. So it was very weird because one of his friends called me and it's like, oh, do you have girlfriends? And then another person called me and I just ended up blocking all of them. So that was stupid. Don't just give away your phone number to random people you meet in clubs. But that was my stupid teenage moment. Anyway, to wrap this story up, my friend's boyfriend did call us back just to check in. He was like, are y'all okay? And he was like, we're fine. He was like, how's the party? And we were going to lie and say, oh, it was great. Nothing happened. But we ended up telling him. He got so mad. He's like, I told you. He said, I told you something always happens when I go to party in that area. And we were just kind of like little children, just listening to him, just being scolded. But he was like, now how stupid would that have been on your obituary? Like you died going to a party on your 18th birthday. And he was going off. But eventually he calmed down. He was like, I just didn't want to see y'all hurt because I know that area. And I know how people act sometimes in the area. And we're like, okay, we understand. And as an adult, I understand. But as a teenager, I couldn't care less. I was fearless and thought, nothing. I'm going to be fine. But yeah, so that was the story of my 18th birthday. Hope you enjoy it.